My name is Ken Lewicki of channelinginc.com. Feel free to check out my website, channelinginc.com. You can see it right there at the bottom of the screen. And today's topic is a great one. It's how to connect with your ancestors for yourself and for others. Now, stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to take you through some processes on how to do this. First, I want to talk a little bit about some foundational topics like what is DNA? Our DNA is a very important part of this because our DNA, half of if you think of like RNA, half of it comes from our mother, half of it comes from our father, and then they join together to make the DNA, which makes us up as humans. Of course, there's much more components than just our DNA, but we're going to focus on DNA today. I could go on and on about all the other components, so it's a super cool topic. Let's focus on our DNA and what happens is, if you think about our lineage, what happens that's passed down through our genetics? We get all sorts of things. You've heard of generational patterns and cycles and things like that. Well, that can also be passed down through our DNA, whether our parent was active in our life or not. So let's say, for example, you might have one parent who you were born as a baby, but then maybe adopted or for other means or other reasons they didn't actually raise you, but that doesn't mean that their DNA doesn't affect who you are now in this lifetime, in this current age of your life. And it does. And so if you think of all like your parents, but not just your parents, but you also your grandparents and your great grandparents and your great great grandparents, and how much throughout the lineage and throughout the ancestry this has come down and has created who you are. So if you think of it, like, have you ever thought of it this way, where all your parents had to meet and have intercourse, and then your great grandparents and your great great grandparents and so on had to court and have intercourse and all that, just for that to align perfectly, just so you could be alive here today? And if at some moment something else changed and something else went different, you wouldn't be here today. Like, how much of a miracle, if you're watching this, just the fact that you were even born and conceived is such a miracle, and how incredible that is. And in that ancestry is sometimes there's things that come down that could be potentially not necessarily good or healthy for us, but of course there's good stuff as well. And so sometimes people take this to extremes, like, oh, I'm a better race, I'm superior than everyone else because look at me. And if you actually go through and do ancestral tests and stuff like that, like on your DNA, you'll find that you've actually come from different parts of the world. So there's no such thing as a superior race, so let go of that. And then also another lifetime you might be born in a different culture, different race, different part of the world, and what all of a sudden now that's the superior race. Like, so we have to let go of all that stuff. Now, some real practical techniques on channeling our ancestors is this. What you do is, if it's for yourself, you tune into your soul, and then you allow your soul to take you up the lineage. You don't dictate. And again, it doesn't matter whether you had an absent parent or not, like whether they were in your life or not when you were raising you. You can still do this, whether it's your mother's side or your father's side. And then you allow your soul to take you to whichever branch that you're being guided on. So where does your soul reside? It resides right here, right in the center, the core of your sternum area, just below your heart center, just above your solar plexus center. That's where your soul resides. And then you go up that lineage and you allow it to, so you tune into it, you breathe into it, and you allow it to go either up your mother's side, your father's side. But here's the thing. It could be really close, like you're one of your parents or your grandparents, or it could be way, 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 way up that ancestral line, or it could be one of your parents or grandparents, or it could be way, 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 way up that ancestral line. And then what I do is you allow yourself to go up until you're guided, and then when you feel like called to stop on that ancestor, connect with the soul of that ancestor, and then try to figure out what's going on with its life. Like what kind of life did it have? What are the characteristics of this person? What part of the world were they? What were they doing in that lifetime? The good, bad, and ugly. Like, it's all sorts of things, and to really feel into that ancestor. But here's the key. This is the main trick to this, or the main pro tip, is that what you want to do is you want to tune into that ancestor, and figure out why your soul wanted you to stop on that ancestor. How is what's going on with that ancestor relevant to you in this lifetime, in this season of your life right now? And that's the part, if you could figure that out, then you could do healing or clearing on it if it's something not healthy for you, not serving you anymore. Or if it's something that is good for you and is healthy for you, then you can figure out how you could apply that into your life right now. Super cool stuff, right? Um, our DNA, I could go on and on and on about this, is what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have a very healthy DNA. Like, so I try to eat healthy, activity. I know that we could have certain preconceived conditions or predetermined conditions to certain conditions, and if we predispositions, that's the word, that we can have to certain conditions. But if we eat healthy and we reduce stress and we live a really healthy, vibrant life with lots of laughter, lots of joy, we're less likely to turn those genes from an off position to an on position. And my feeling is, like through epigenetics and other ways, is that we can, a lot of these diseases that older people have in their older life could have been prevented through healthy living, healthy lifestyle. And again, not just physical, which of course, yes, physical, but also emotional, mental, spiritual, and everything else. My name is Ken Lewicki. I love this topic. Genetics, DNA, channeling your ancestors. Play with it, access them. They can provide you support. They're always with you. They're around you. They're so amazing to know how blessed you are to have them helping you and supporting you along the spiritual awakening, the spiritual journey, and the spiritual ascension that you're going through. My name is Ken Lewicki. Have a wonderful day, everyone. We'll talk soon.